Tre Lowe, and grime artist Big Narstie as well. Has it been a bad year for black music, Tre?
I think it's been a phenomenal year when you think about, like, you know, you look at Skepta's success, you look at Lady Alicia's success with the Queen's Speech, you look at Crept and Conan. I mean, come on, that album was huge. You know, nobody was even expecting that. I think it's been a huge year, and it's incredulous that they haven't even been given a nod. You know, it's crazy when I think about it.
Big Narstie, the thing is, some of these names that Tre talked about are not mainstream. Is that the real issue here? Is the Brits award mainstream success, Adele, Coldplay, globally successful, and these other artists, yourself included, get a lot of hits on YouTube and people know who you are, but it's not being talked about enough, perhaps?
Well, I think it's weird because I've been to Croatia like 3 times last year, and Czech Republic, Australia, and it's like, if all these people like our music and they buy it, and a lot of urban grime acts are making good money, and we're filling a lot of arenas and venues, it's mad that we don't get into certain things. Now, it sounds a bit crazy and weird, like, for like Amy Winehouse to be nominated for this year and that, God bless the rest her soul in peace. I know for a fact she's not doing more gigs than I am. That is bananas. Do you know what I mean? Like,
but the point is, it has been a good year for grime music and other urban music as well.
Course. But I think what it is, yeah, everything's still very segregated.
Yeah.
Like, it's a two-way thing. The independent urban scene feels like we don't belong with you guys, and you guys kind of think that we don't belong with you guys, with us. So,
is there anything wrong with that?
Yeah, there is, because we're all one. BDL, my brother, Base Defence League. Like, England is not 1960s England. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a multicultural, cosmopolitan place.
So let me put some of those opposing point of views, this idea that the Brits should be representative, should be democratic, when really it's celebrating, well, money in the pockets of the people who run the music industry.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that Big Narstie said is true. It's because a lot of urban music's actually quite independent, so they're almost not part of the system. And the Brits, pretty much, I don't think it's a colour thing, I think it's a business thing. And a lot of the people that I've mentioned are actually quite independent. Some don't even have management. So I think because they're not in the system is not going to acknowledge them.
But there are black artists in the system. Tiny Temper springs to mind. He has had a good year. He has charted very well. So why hasn't he been nominated?
I really this year don't know. I don't necessarily think they've sat and thought we're not going to include these guys.
No.
But I don't know, how could you miss them out? I mean, at least even putting them in the running, you know?
What the problem is? It's gone on for so long. People are upset now, but it hasn't just been happening for 6 months, bro. This has been happening for years.
Yeah. But does it bother? I mean, are the Brits important to you? Because in the same way that we had this discussion about the Oscars, are the Oscars really important as well? You know, does it matter at all to you?
Well, yay and nay. Part of it is like this. I give God thanks and praise that a normal kid from Brixton who could have gone a whole different way. Like, I go to all different places and through music, I make money, help my family, and live a good life. That, in God's eyes, is a blessing enough. But imagine Mobo's is music of black origin. How many white artists do you know who's won a Mobo? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, all I ask for is...
Do you think that's a problem?
No, because good music is good music.
Exactly, good music is good music.
Let's just be fair.
I think another thing as well that you've got to remember, there's always a spike in sales when someone wins the Brit. It's probably the most important marketing thing for an artist in this country. So it does matter from that point of view, in the same way that Oscars does. And it's about just giving credit where credit's due, and at least having people, you know, giving people a chance to shine.